Welcome back to the life of Amanda. In this video, I am planting my plants, putting them into some pots. I have flowers, I have herbs, and I'll talk about whatever comes to me as I'm filming the video. Whatever inspiration I receive, I channel as I'm working with the plants. So let's get right into it. I do have some flowers and then the herbs, which obviously I'm very into herbs as a student herbalist. I have basil, I have rosemary, peppermint, lemon balm, and some lavender. And then for the flowers, I have begonias. So I live in an apartment. I have a very large balcony, but it faces north, so I don't get a lot of sunlight. In the summer, I do get a little bit in the morning and the evening, but not very much. So I chose flowers that do well in the shade. So these begonias, I think they're called. What are they called? Tell me your name. Yeah, begonia. So I have some white ones and some pink ones. And then I also found these cute little polka dot plants. Like, look at those colors. They're so beautiful. The pink, kind of red, and then the white. So we'll use those as some fillers. And since I don't get a lot of sun, my boyfriend has lovingly offered up his balcony for me to put some of my more sun-loving herbs on, because his face is south, opposite of me, of course. And then I also got this one, which I won't have enough sun here, so I'll have to bring it to his place, but salvia, I believe it's called. This beautiful purple is really good for pollinators. So whenever I walk to work, there's this one yard that has a whole bunch of these beautiful purple flowers, and there's always bees on them. So I was like, I need to buy that. I need to do something for the bees, the bees are so great. We love the bees. And yeah, so I'm gonna do the herbs first. We will put the flowers off to the side, and I'm gonna be, oops, oh my god, this one's so tall, like so tall and skinny, but it's very stable. So I've heard that, oh my god, if you were to plant a tree inside a building, but there was no wind, the tree would fall over because it needs the wind in order to build resilience and make sure its roots are strong. So you need the wind. Otherwise it just falls over. So I think this is a really beautiful metaphor for ourselves as well, where we need to experience life to build that resilience, right? To build your roots. And of course, some of that is that inner work. That's very important. But let's say if you're someone who has a lot of anxiety, and if you were to just stay home and avoid all of the things that makes you anxious, you wouldn't be healing your anxiety. You would just be avoiding things that trigger it, right? But that anxiety would still be there. So instead, you need to experience some wind to build the resilience, right? You need to go out and do some of those things that make you uncomfortable, make you a little anxious. You need to face that fear. And you don't want to do it in too triggering of a way. You want to be able to still hold yourself during those experiences and to comfort yourself and regulate yourself, but still be able to show yourself, I can do these scary things and I'm still okay. So It's like a tree or this very tall plant. It experiences the wind, but the wind makes its roots grow stronger, so it's more resilient to the wind. But if it never experiences wind, it's going to be weaker. That's why they actually say for your indoor plants, it's really good to like touch them and move them and like even have a fan blowing on them, because it will make them stronger. So anyways, I am going to grab my pots. And my pots that my mother has offered to me because she had too many. And I'm going to pair them up. So I did a little bit of research. The basil, maybe I'll do the basil by itself, but I'm going to do the rosemary and the lavender together because they're more like the Mediterranean ones that don't need as much water. Their leaves actually look very similar, which is cool. So I think these will go well together in one pot. And then the lemon balm and mint will go well together. They also look similar, don't they? Cool how that works. And then yeah, I have 2 basils, so I'll just put the basil by themselves. And that's perfect because I have 3 pots. Yay! Okay. Let me see. Which ones go with which? I think I'll do the basil in this one. So let's do the basil first. Get some soil. Okay, I'm gonna put gloves on because I just got a manicure and I don't want my nail polish to chip. We're gonna protect them. Something to scoop it with. So something that I've been going through lately is getting back in touch with my feminine side and doing more things that bring her joy and just bring me joy, things that I want to do that are fun. Because I mean, I was doing that before, and then I kind of went back the other way where I started being more in my masculine. And I think I did need to develop my masculine energy a bit more. And like, we all have feminine and masculine energy, no matter what your gender is. And they need to balance each other out, right? Some people are more one way, some people are more the other way, but we all need both. The masculine energy is like the observer. It is the consciousness that observes the feminine, how she's feeling. So the feminine is more so creation. So your body, your thoughts, your emotions, feelings. And your masculine observes what it is that your feminine needs and wants, and then provides that. Takes the action. So for a long time I was more in my masculine, but not so much a healthy masculine, but the masculine that's trying to always be productive and do things, prove my worth, and ignoring the feminine or ignoring the body, what it actually wants and needs. And then I went more into the feminine, learned all about that, which was very important for embodying that and healing my burnout through doing that, and resting, doing things that brought me joy, And then in the last like year or so, I'd say 6 months, I started going more into the masculine again, where with my business, like really taking a lot more action because I was more rested, right? I had more energy again. So it's like, I'm gonna do all of these things that I wasn't able to do before when I was burnt out. But along that way, I wasn't listening to my feminine as much. I was ignoring her and her needs and her wants. And I was losing that creativity, that spark and inspiration, because my feminine felt ignored. So now I'm trying to, not rush and push too much in my business, but take care of my feminine, my body, do things that light me up and bring me joy and are fun and might not necessarily be productive or something that's like good for my business, but just taking care of myself is what's good for my business, right? So doing things that I enjoy. So that's why I'm doing this right now with the plants, because I enjoy it and it's fun. I love plants so much. They're my little friends and I get to help them grow, and then they give back to me, like these herbs. This basil is gonna be so nice in so many different dishes. You can already smell it. It smells so yummy. Ugh. Like tomato toast or tomato sandwich with basil. Yum. I love that. This is so cute. I love it. Welcome to the family, Basil. Okay, who's next? Let's do the rosemary and lavender. I've never grown lavender before. I'm really excited. I hope that it flowers, because obviously there's no flowers on it yet, but that will be exciting when it happens. Let's do this little pot here. Yeah, so it's very important to find a balance with your energy, with a balance between the doing and the being productive and just enjoying life. We all have this life force energy in us. Or another name is like prana or ki or chi. And this life force energy gets depleted when we aren't taking care of it. Your life force energy is important for your creativity, your joy, your motivation, inspiration, also your sexual energy. Like, you can't create from a depleted place, right? Here's my kitty. You want to see the plants? But we're in like this culture where we're so focused on being productive and ignoring our bodies. We don't take care of ourselves properly. We don't rest properly. So many people are stressed, like with chronic stress and burnout, people pleasing, overthinking. Like, we live so much in our minds and not in our bodies, and we're not filling ourselves up with these things that re-energize us and replenish that life force energy. So we're doing all these things that are depleting us, depleting the life force, and then we're wondering why we're exhausted, tired, unmotivated. It's because we don't have that energy anymore. We need to have enough of it. In Ayurveda, they have this thing called ojas, which is this energy that it is important for like your immune system and your sexual energy. And it gives you like a glow when you have a lot of ojas. So kind of like, I like to look at it like a fire, where when a fire is burning properly, it has a nice glow, this warmth around it. You don't want to burn up too quickly though. Like you don't want your fire to burn really hot really fast, because then you're going to burn up all of the wood, all of the fuel, and it will go out very quickly. And yeah, if you don't have enough of that fuel, enough of the wood, the things to actually burn, then your fire is going to be very weak and very dim and not very hot. Not going to have a good glow. So when you have good ojas, good life force energy, you are more, like glowing and magnetic, and people like want to be around you when you're not depleted. So it's important to, try to minimize those things that deplete you, like the things that are stressful, where you're overgiving your energy, and to do the things that fill you up, that bring you joy, that are fun. They might not be productive per se, but it's all productive if you're taking care of yourself, if it's for your greatest good. Oh, it smells so nice. So yeah, I was a little imbalanced there, taking a lot of action but not having a lot of inspiration. And yeah, kind of missing out on some of that joy. So I'm doing the things that light me up now. And right now, that's my plants. Alright, I got my lemon balm and mint here. This looks so beautiful. Like, I'm so happy. In other years, I just kept them in single little pots like this, but this is the way to go, I think. They look beautiful all together. Now, I'm gonna do our little friend here, tall friend. I've got a nice heavy pot so it doesn't fall over. So, speaking of life force energy, that is one of the reasons why I love energy healing so much. It is really important to take care of your life force energy. So, if you're feeling off, you're feeling drained, I just go give myself some Reiki, and then you feel so much better after. And that's why you feel better after Reiki, is because your life force energy is flowing again. It's not depleted. You don't have as many energetic blockages. You feel your best when you've got good life force energy. So, if you need some help, the energy healing is great. Like, you can do everything without the energy healing. You can, work on not giving away your energy and draining it as much, and like replenishing and doing things that bring you joy. But the Reiki really speeds things up, or other energy healing. Doesn't have to be Reiki. It brings those shifts much faster in your life. So, if you want to go on your highest timeline, get there faster, the energy healing is a great way to go. Super helpful. And you know, there's other things you can do for your life force, like something like doing qigong. Qigong is great. That really moves your energy, very grounding, especially if you do it outside in nature. I need to do more qigong, honestly. Like, that stuff's cool. There we go. Lovely little friend. And I'm here with my beautiful flowers. And flowers are so strong and gorgeous. Thank you for bringing beauty and joy into my life. I like to talk to my plants because they can hear you and they pick up on the energy. There was some kind of experiment done where they would expose different plants to either positive or negative words. So like to some of the words they would be saying things like, I hate you, you're ugly, and then to other ones they'd be saying like, you're beautiful, you're strong, I love you. I don't remember the method of how they did it, but something like that. And it would actually affect the plants, how they would grow. So like the plants that were exposed to the positive words and everything did better. So it's really just energy, right? Like our whole world, our whole universe, it all works and moves and creates based on energy. And everything is just a different expression of energy. The physical, our bodies, our thoughts, our words, everything's just energy. And the energy all affects each other. So when you tell your plants you love them, it actually works. It actually doesn't. They can hear you. They're living beings. They might not have like a face and a mouth and a brain like us, but they're still conscious beings. They're intelligent. They're alive. All right, I've got all my plants planted. We have the herbs. Got the rosemary and lavender, the basil, the mint. Oh, where's the mint? Mint and lemon balm. Can't wait to make teas out of those. And then there's, I should have just turned the camera around before. This is much easier. This beautiful tall one. There we go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And yeah, thank you for joining me on my little adventure with my plants. See you next time.